that I can record too.
Oh, good.
I don't know. It's recording. Maybe it's recording to the cloud. I'm not sure. Anyway,
Well, if it doesn't, it'll go to your computer either way, I think.
yeah. All right. So you want to go ahead and put this on?
Yeah.
And then will I be able to get to the stream to help read it if you initiate that? I can't remember.
Yeah, you just have to go to my channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me search for that.
And you click on lives whenever you see the videos, that when those tabs, you remember it's like live videos and then live streams.
Okay. I'm ready when you are.
I know it's giving me a weird thing.
Oh. Okay.
Yes, I know Zoom did a bunch of updates and
You know, it's always been a little wonky. It's just like every time I get on Zoom, it's like it never the same each time. That's okay. It's
okay.
great.
I'm just gonna try this again because that didn't work.
Okay.
Okay. Pamela F. Yep. YouTube. Okay, there we go.
Okay, now let me see.
It says it's setting up, but it tends to say that long before it actually does.
Okay.
We're just setting up, guys. So if you're
okay, so play all. And so I'm just waiting to find the one that play all. No, I don't want to play all. What are you talking about? No. Error, abort. Ugh.
I love that fancy pink that you have on today.
Who? What?
I love the pink that you have on today.
Oh yeah, my husband bought me a couple of shirts at Academy. That's where most of my wardrobe comes from. Okay, what the hell? Okay, hang on. It's okay. Oh, here we go. Videos.
We're just signing in and getting Elisa logged into the questions. We'll be right with you guys. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, they hear me say that. Oh. Oh, okay. Video uploads, live streams. Now we'll wait patiently.
Is it not showing up still? I can start reading some of them if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. It's okay. I probably just need to refresh the page and stuff. But go, yeah. Hi, guys. Hello, Pamela. Hello, my lovely Erik.
He said, hi, Mom.
Hi, sweetie. Yeah, just go on with your bad self, you guys. If my eyes are flitting around from stem to stern, it's because I'm looking.
I've got mine super maximized because I've got that JAWS program on my computer. It's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Blind technology. You guys didn't know I'm blind, huh? That's right. So Jamie S., she says, I was with my friends and it looked like a man was following us. Were we being paranoid or was he actually following us? Erik says, how much power do you want to give that theory? So he wasn't until you were giving the theory power, is what he says. So there's this thing that happens, he says, in manifestation, where something isn't happening until your focus strongly grows towards it, and then it is suddenly. So your instincts were dead on, but it wasn't that way. Erik said you could actually have an energy of victim, and the moment you do, a predator will feel it.
Ew.
So it did happen.
Wow, that's scary. Ooh, I see it. I see where I do it. I don't really have to go to your channel. I just go, it goes, show live stream or something. So there we go.
Okay.
Look at me, Jesus. I don't know. All right, so good. So I'm going to stop it from doing this thing. And okay, excellent. We have liftoff, people. All right, now let's see. So that was the first one.
Erik says I need to mark
top here, and I'm just going to go random. Erik will guide me, I'm sure.
He says he will.
Okay. I put all live chat. Sorry, guys. All right, Lindsay, is that the one you? No, that wasn't the one. Lindsay Garitano, any messages for me?
Do you want me to write it? He and I have been singing back and forth together.
Oh God, I can't get rid of the Rodney Carrington song in my mind. You know, that stand-up comedian that sings country too. Oh, anyway.
I was going to automatic channel, but he said, no, forget about it. Don't write. So when you're seeing everybody as a stranger, and when you initially see a stranger in this day and time, do you become afraid of the stranger? If you think from the mind of the universe, it can be chaotic in a creative universe. In the mind of source, the universe is clear and it doesn't see a stranger. Anytime the universe is reflected through your eyes, could it be that you just see someone who walks as you walk, talks as you talk, feels as you feel, longs as you long, sings the same song in their hearts as maybe you are? And right now, for you and anyone else who's listening, that song is freedom. You're singing those things.
Freedom. Oh God, I'll stop.
No.
That's gonna be in my head all day, dude. All right, go ahead. Sorry. Is that it?
He said, so you're asking people, this specific person, for her, he said, you're asking people what to give them. What do they want from you? Everything that you feel like you've been saying and doing that you can't say anything or do anything right. Give them what they seek. If they're walking as you walk by them. If they're feeling as you feel with them. If they're longing as you long with them. Because when you're giving that energy, you're receiving. What people are looking for is connection, but they're confusing it with belonging. You're not here to belong, you're here to connect.
Awesome. All right, Helen McGill, can I have a message about my path?
Helen, is that her name?
Yes, Helen McGill.
He said, I can't, because you got to stop thinking about the future as a whole. Your path is really open and clear right now. And you have a decision to make. You have a big decision to make. And there's going to be some initial fear. There's going to be some initial financial risk, some risk of losing friends, some risk of how you feel supported financially and emotionally. And you're in the midst of worrying that a decision that you're going to be making is going to cause that. What about if you just do it and let the universe respond to your trust and not to your fear about what's going to happen, but to your trust? Just say, you know what? I don't know what's going to happen. When you're afraid, what if you just say, I don't know what this situation is. I don't know what this situation is for. And I give that knowingness over to God inside of myself, to source, to whatever you believe. He's like, I'm not religious, though, but some of you are. So whatever you call it, give that power up, be vulnerable right now, and stop trying to be empowered and in control.
All right, so just basically open your heart and try to let your heart tell you the right direction to go without thinking of the things that
he said it's more than that. What if you thought of nothing and you just said, I completely trust that I will be supported. I completely trust that I will be fine, that I will be well. And you don't need to know. You don't need to let your heart tell you yes or no on something. You just need to make the moves you need to make. So she needs to make some specific moves involving money.
That takes making an initial decision and then have faith and trust.
Sometimes you just got to step forward first and trust how the universe is going to work in your life, he says.
Okay.
Sometimes you won't know. The whole way you won't know. And then it'll become clear to you along the way.
What about using a pendulum for making choices sometimes? Does that help? Especially if you do like my little technique where you write all sorts of options and you put some controls in there, like is my hair purple or whatever. and then you crumple them up, and then you put, the pendulum over each one to get a yes or a no. Would that help?
It does if you're really clear in your mind, because your mind can override the controls.
Yeah, but what if it doesn't know what it's hovering over? The question. It knows deep down.
Your brain has a feeling that attracts a thought. And notice I didn't say thought that attracts a feeling, he says.
Yeah.
So I didn't say it the other way around.
Yes.
So basically speaking, no matter what, your body is its own little, he says, like a weather meter. And he shows me this meter on top of a house. And he said, so if you have feelings and the wind's going, you don't even have time to think, what is that wind doing, right? It's just blowing the gauge, the weather meter, the barometer.
Awesome. And Pamela. Sunny Soul, any advice on how to pass my exams? Just cheat. No, I'm kidding.
He said, please don't follow my mom's advice.
No. Arlene, if she actually does not know an answer, just close your eyes and pretend like Uncle Eric's coming to her and putting his hands out with a letter of what it is or something, visualize it. But.
He says, your mind is all over the place because you're thinking about the result. This is the case for most people trying to pass exams with something.
Yeah.
The only thing you need to do is flood your mind with the work itself and the energy itself. And that's what studying is just controlling your mind and conditioning your mind. You can't pass something if you don't do that. And even if you have test anxiety, your mind is conditioned to remember so that you can do well.
Are there like binaural beats or anything that helps put like brain entrainment? I can't remember the name of it.
She gets test anxiety. So what she's going to say to him, he says, I know she's going to say to me, I do all those things. And then it just goes. So in her case, she needs to measure her breath. She needs to do controlled breathing to measure and count her breaths, kind of like, what they do in hypnosis and yoga.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did super well in school and medical school, etc. But it's not because I'm smarter than other people, but I mean, my memory has always been, since I had that, the cardiac arrest when I was 6 months old, never been real good. So I had to just study and just pound it in and pound it in. And I'll tell you one thing that helps when you study, that I've learned, and I've had to compensate for my deficiencies, but study something like this sentence and then put it down, wait for a while, and pretend like you are teaching a class and resynthesize that information in your own words. Once you resynthesize it in your own words, it's there to stay. So anyway, I would walk around like an idiot in my parents' living room like, oh, now class, behave. No. Who wants a spanking with a ruler? It really did help. Okay, now, Lisa Peterson, hello, recently the love of my life, Andrew, oh gosh, passed away. Does he have any messages for me? I'm so sorry, Lisa.
Sorry. Sometimes mediumship makes me cry a little. Said, he comes and he just wraps his arms around you.
Oh.
He's got his hand on your left shoulder and he said, you are not the cause of this. There is nothing you could have done. What you saw there a couple of days before is merely just the situation. It's just the situation that would have been and was going to be anyway, that particular drama and pain. And just remember, you are not the cause and I am not in pain. And I love you.
Oh, that's so sweet. All right. It's a bad day for me because I have to go clean Eric's grave. I hate it. It's the worst thing in the world. Anyway, but got to get it done. Alex, YouTube. Is there a message for me from Field Oldham, my childhood friend that died at a young age? Oh. And so the name is Alex. is asking the question, in Field Oldham, which is a real neat name. That's his childhood friend.
Hey, do you remember when I used to say that the sky is only blue because things reflect back in a certain way, and that's science? When did spirit become science for you? We're gonna geek out together, man.
All right, treasure hunters. Sarah, I was wondering if you could help me with my migraines. Can I do anything to help stop them? Seems like LDN helps with that. I can't remember though.
He says it's an oxygen problem. There's not, for her specifically, it isn't enough oxygen flow in one of the blood vessels. Now, granted, I have to preface this because we're live on YouTube. I'm not a doctor and I'm not medically trained to diagnose or treat you. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Okay, done. So I'm a medical intuitive, and he's showing me something in the back of your head. And again, it's just an energy that's blocked back here. Like literally, he points on the back of my neck to show you where it is. So this is a big blood vessel, and it's blocked by something. What is it blocked by? An MRI could show it easily.
Well, I mean, yeah, the migraines start first by, there's a vasoconstriction, like a blockage in one of the arteries, and then the response after it dilates is edema, the swelling of the cells around that area. And that's what causes the headache in part. So
yes, and is what he said, that there's something here because it's also causing some pain on one particular side of the body. Like it goes like much deeper than just a headache for her. Like it's sometimes her nose will bleed. That's something to keep in mind, that when your nose bleeds, this is more of like a vasovagal reaction. She could even like faint if it gets worse. So it does need some kind of treatment. LDN's a really good approach, he said.
yeah, I just reading a clinical trial.gov, low dose naltrexone, LDN, and acetaminophen combination and its components in the acute treatment of migraine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you try it, but sometimes headaches, like migraines, they can be part of a past life, right? Could it be?
A lot of times, you know, it's something that that he talks to me about a lot in terms of pain being carried over from traumas that lives on from the cellular level.
Okay.
The deep cellular level.
All right. Amanda Martin wants to know if there's any messages for her.
So he said, so when you really get into something and you put your eye on the goal and you're really passionate about something, you're very creative, and it's right here in front of your face, and you're go 100% go, just like boom, you're in it, you know, and you don't like anybody to interrupt you, and you're in the zone like an artist is. Lately you're like a squirrel. So this takes discipline. You're going to have to discipline yourself to get back into what you know will pull from your passion. Don't worry about if it'll financially support you or not. When you have passion, money's a tool that follows. So stop distracting yourself and letting yourself be distracted. Get back in your flow.
Awesome. So I was thinking of getting like a scalar energy machine or a Rife type machine. Erik, to help people and to help my family, friends, whatever. What?
Scalar energy up and down, he said, but Rife, yes.
Not scalar? Because scalar you can treat remotely, I think, because it never dies off.
It doesn't always work. It depends upon the practitioner and the energy of the practitioner. Like it doesn't always work remotely. So when you have Rife, like you're there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a scalar, I guess it depends on the practitioner's intentions, I guess, maybe.
Their energy flow, their connect. There's so much more scientifically involving that.
Interesting. All righty. Let's see. Jane Riddle, does Erik have a message for little old me?
He's like, little old you, huh? Like my mom's little, but she got a lot of power. You guys are similar.
I'm old too. I'm old.
He's like, whatever, mom, you got a lot of power. You got a lot of power in your voice.
I don't know.
So
I,
Jane wants to make
okay.
big changes. He said she has a similarity to my mom. They want to make big changes. Jane wants to make big changes.
Winkies.
Don't stop yourself, mom. Don't stop yourself, Jane. Big changes. Love heals everything.
That's true. That's true. All right. Um, Daisley, any messages for me? From Daisley. Love that name. So pretty.
He said, you on information overload. He was like, just stop. Pick a teacher, and just go with it. Pick a practice and just go with it. But he said, this is what Americans do. You won't see that in countries around the world, but what Americans do when it comes to spirituality, they're like, inundate me with everything. And what that becomes is a giant distraction. He said, so guys, this is a problem. Like, just like calm it and just like pick a practice, pick something you're going to do, be disciplined about it. If you like a teacher, stick with one or two. Don't inundate yourself or you're just going to give up.
That's a good idea. That's good. I need to take that advice, frankly. Let's see. Marina Wong. What's my life contract with my son, Jeffrey Wong? And she wants to know so that she can figure out how to help him.
And what is her name again, please?
Oh, her name is Marina. And he's Jeffrey. The son is Jeffrey.
Not everything is about his actions, Erik said. Not everything is about when he's speaking or not, and when he's verbalizing or not. There's something up with him. His brain synapses very differently, is what we're getting. So he said, your contract here is to live every moment of the experience and let him teach you, because he can go from, if you were driving a really fast motorcycle, Erik said he can go from like 0 to 100, meet a certain threshold that only really fast bikers like dad understands, he said. So there's a threshold that they meet that they're not thinking about. And then that can feel dangerous to you. But what if he knows what he's doing? What if he knows what he's doing at the higher self level?
Ooh.
You can see all the chaos that's going on in the body and the pain that you think he may be causing others and you, and try to understand that he may know what he's doing at some higher self level. And I'm not saying condone behavior or activities that are painful, but I am saying that in every moment of your experience with him, what you experience is coming from within you. And he's teaching you to own that.
Okay, so it's a contract. Basically, he is teaching her something.
He's teaching her how to own responsibility towards her reactions and how not to try to always keep him safe, how to look beyond just what the body and the verbal language or lack thereof, because it's like 0 to 100 with his language. There's like no language, no talking, and then all of a sudden blow up at you. Yeah. There's interesting things that happen with this kid because he synapses differently, in his brain.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Mary wants to know, my Aunt Victoria is in the hospital. Any messages from Erik?
He says, you do not know. This is the problem with suffering on this planet. You will never know when someone's time is. You keep thinking about, is this just her time? And it's a big thing that we put upon ourselves that causes a lot of pain, a lot of fear, a lot of suffering on the planet when we try to say, oh, that person's going too soon, or, oh, it's okay that that person goes because this is their time, or it's not okay when that person goes because it wasn't their time. Like, what do we do about that? We just try to understand that we can never discern when another person's time is. We will never be able to make that make sense. It's okay to let that theory go. It's going to hurt you if you think too hard on this.
Yeah. All right, Shauna Thielnach. Hello, everybody. Would love to hear a message from Erik. Shauna, cool name, Seelnacht. I probably butchered it.
I'm going to just write that out. Seel.
Nacht.
Silna.
Sorry, y'all. I know I'm terrible with names. I'm butchering.
And what does she want to ask?
The message from Erik.
Okay. Nothing personal, nothing personal. Please take nothing personal today and tomorrow. You're having hard days. You have to do something that's hard by tomorrow, and you're scared that you're not going to be able to, or something won't happen. You're really worried right now. But I need you to take nothing personally, because everything will be there in its right timing. Everything that you need will be there. Everyone that you need will be there in its right timing. And I know you're worried about something with today and tomorrow.
Well, okay, everybody send her prayers. Okay, just send her prayers, just for a couple of minutes, or maybe just 30 seconds. I don't know. I have the attention span of a gnat embryo, but I will try my best when this is over to really send you some good vibes. All right, Janie Longoria. I really need a message from my higher self.
Janie?
Janie.
Janie. Okay. You've been asking why you're here. You're here to be fully aware of consciousness. You're here to be fully aware of your power of choice. That is what you truly are. And that is it. Awareness.
So how does she achieve that?
You don't achieve it. Awareness cannot be achieved. Awareness can be observed.
Oh, say that again?
Awareness, her higher self says, it's nothing to be achieved. It's not a goal at which you arrive. Awareness can only be observed and integrated with your experience. And you know when you know. You can't get 10 steps ahead of yourself and your purpose. Just observe it. Be aware. You have the power of understanding the choice as a mediator, a peacemaker in this society. But you cannot fulfill this contract that you've created in your choices, in your karmic responses, if you're in reactionary mode. Be still and trust and observe awareness right now.
All right, I have a quick question. There's this one person, I won't mention his or her name, that keeps writing posts on Facebook about how I am a bully and a narcissist. Can you imagine? I have almost no ego, but tell me, Erik, what's that all about?
It's the power over, power under will of victim perpetrator, and that person wants you to take the bait. This person wants you to feel like a victim.
Well, I've fallen for it, but not anymore. So why in the world does that person, I almost said Virginia, but
they feel like a victim.
But a bully? What does she think what does he or she think?
That person feels like the victim. So they're turning the wheel around to making themselves the bully of you so that you feel like the victim. And these are the cycles of karma.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do but observe and get out of that cycle. He said, you don't have to play that game.
No, I'm not. I just don't like it when people bring it posts to my attention because I don't read them. I don't want to read them. So I've just let go. I mean, I understand that when the light grows brighter, and I have tried to make my light brighter, doing everything I do, then the dark reacts violently. I don't know whose quote that is, but anyway. All right, thank you, Erik. Will you please give her some love, Erik? Or well, no, she's a she. Please give her some love and help her, please.
He said,
really needs it.
I'm going to try to open her up to her own awareness about her power so that she doesn't feel that she needs to attack anyone or be a victim of anyone.
It's awful to have to hold that, to lug that burden around, that burden of hate.
Painful. It's painful to do.
Yeah. So anyway, send her some love and support, please. All right. Let me see. Lily Ortiz, are there any messages for, oh, no, wait. I've skipped. Well, I've been randomly picking, but I thought this was Erik told me to get this one. Lisa Phillips. Hello. Can you please tell me the message the man in my room needs to tell me, and his name, please? And thank y'all. Names might be tough, but anyway, Lisa Phillips. There's a man in her room. I guess a spirit, hopefully not a real man that you don't know.
He's getting the guy itself is giving me letters or initials J-O. This is a very fatherly, grandfatherly energy. I can see him, and he's actually trying to be a guardian type of protector. Spirits have roles. Eric's taught me this a long time ago. Spirits have roles, and that person's there for your protection. And it may not feel that way right now because this energy, this person, this being also can have a non-human presence when it needs to push away things that aren't in your best interest. So what that looks like to you is that you may feel afraid when that being is giving off negative light, you know, if you can even perceive negative light, but there is a such thing when that being wants to protect you.
Interesting. Is it a relative or a spirit guide, or
it's a spirit guardian?
Your life, or okay.
It is a spirit guardian. It is a relative, probably not direct, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Oh yeah. Daliborka Kapitanovic.
Wait. What's their first name?
Daliborka. Pretty nice. Daliborka. You need the last name, last initial K. Does that help?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Kapitanovic. All right. Can you please advise me if my daughter Tamara should take medicine for depression? Well, I don't know if we should do that because it's a medical advice, but
Tamara?
Yeah, Tamara. Or we could just talk about what her.
So what Erik says is when a person is in between their choice, there's a maturity level of choice involved in this, right?
Yeah.
Free will choice. And when they're kind of not quite there yet, but they're almost there, when they're still safe to themselves and others, and you can keep them safe as a parent, he's assuming this person is a parent that's asking the question.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're safe to themselves and others, and you can keep them that way a little bit longer, you might be surprised what would shift so that wouldn't happen. And now again, this is me, Pamela, saying I'm not a doctor. I'm not medically qualified to treat or diagnose any situation.
Okay. Alice Lewis, I have 3 upcoming surgeries. My message, am I done with hospitals for a while? God, I hope so.
What's that person's first name?
Alice Lewis.
He said, no, I've been with you. I was there with you during radiation. I was there with you during your hardest treatment when you cried. I was there with you when you thought you were by yourself in that room that one day. But you feel that way all the time because most of the time you're going through this alone, and I'm always there with you. Here's the thing about cancer. It's unpredictable. It's not a punishment. You know, and I would not be he said, I would not be a nice person to tell you one way or the other what's going to happen. But I can tell you this, I'm there with you. And I know that was a brave thing that you did. And you don't need to think about whether or not it's going to come back. That's the thought that attracts it. You need to be thinking about your healing and your wholeness right now.
Well, also ask your oncologist or whoever to put you on low-dose naltrexone with IV alpha-lipoic acid. Those 2 in combinations have treated so many, just even cured, advanced pancreatic cancer. It's just amazing. The 2, IV alpha-lipoic acid, and there's a book about alpha-lipoic acid, and of course,
it's very Erik says that combination is good for more oxygen, and in an oxygen-rich environment in that way, her type of cancer actually cannot thrive. Now, again, that's what he says as a spirit. We're not doctors. We're not qualified to treat you.
Of course. Lorraine Godsey, is there any message from me?
What? I'm sorry?
Lorraine Godsey. Any message?
He said, are you done? Can you be still? Your spine, your back. It's spine or back. I'm getting like a pain that's shooting up, is hurting. He said you can't lay flat on it and you can't sit for long periods of time either. Are you gonna maybe take a break? Are you done now?
Okay.
She knows we saw him
Oh.
out. Yeah, or she should.
All right. Juan, any insight on how I can heal and revert my hair loss?
Hair loss comes for a variety of reasons. And he said, what I've noticed is no hair loss person has the same reason. And sort of like in my condition, retinitis pigmentosa, no RP is the same. Something that happens at the cellular with your hair, these days, a lot of people are having hair loss just basically that has to do with like what they're eating, what they're drinking, what their environment is. And there's a lot of environment, especially in city environments, of toxins, both emotionally and, in the air even. So when that happens, when you get from the physiological toxins and the emotional toxins, you don't want to be seen. So that belief, I don't want to be seen, is what is underlying it. So when you let yourself be seen anyway, it's helpful. Have no attachment to your hair. Don't worry about it. Just take care of the environment and get rid of the toxins, in the air in particular for him. So these are physiological toxins.
All right. Veronica Hurd, do I have any messages from my dad, Jim Gilliam? So it's Veronica Hurd.
Mm-hmm. Somebody, he wants to say hi to somebody with CA that's a male, that's like around your age, not or barely younger. He also said, oh, God isn't what I thought. The whole Jesus thing, it wasn't what I thought. I need you to know that it wasn't what I thought. And I need you to know that I was met by Mom. I need you to know that I want you to look with love upon everything right now. I want you to look at the world completely lovingly right now. It's really important. I want you to know that I heard you the 2 times that you prayed when you were really sad. One of them was just last week. You said something and you were sad and I heard it. It went right to me, not to Erik or anyone else. It went to me and you felt me and you questioned it, but I was there. An animal showed up shortly thereafter that confirmed it, probably a bird, because I feel air and wind when he says it. There was a lot that's going on, but this particular person Jim's trying to make his presence a lot more known. He said, and you're going to have to make a decision involving property, and you know that answer is yes. You know that. I know that hurts. I know that's hard. I love you.
Yeah. All right, we have one from my friend Ethan from New York. Hello, Ethan. Erik, do you have a message for Ethan, my buddy?
Okay, I've been telling everybody to sit still. I'm going to tell you to get off your ass, Ethan.
Sorry, Ethan. I'll spank him when I go over there.
He said, so some people will tell you that the energy of seeking something is ego. Is straight up ego. And I'm going to tell you that your ego is beautiful, man. I'm going to tell you that your seeking is going in so many directions to help people right now that, my gosh, you're extending love through the ego. You're making people feel better every time you talk. People want to be around you right now. So why would you hold that back? Why are you holding that back?
Okay. Let me see. Where am I? Miss Thumper 84. Good morning. This is Jaylia, Jaylia again. Are there any messages to me from Erik or any of my loved ones?
Jaylia. So you're not going to garden this year? Really? But you were just thinking about it. That's not from Erik. Somebody else is here.
Oh,
Um, it's a female, much older lady than you, than this person asking.
okay.
Um, you can't avoid that. You can't avoid getting your hands in the dirt. And I mean this both in gardening and as a metaphor for the things that you need to do right now that involve boundaries with our family. You can't avoid not getting your hands dirty with that. And there's a path right now with our family, and it's a path of truthfulness and being yourself finally. I don't care what anybody has to say.
Okay. Patty Zolinska. Let's see. She had a lovely dream with Erik. Lucky. Erik was about 11 to 12 years old. We were face to face. As I said, Erik, if I saw you in heaven, I'd recognize you. Then Patty woke up. So, Erik, can you give her a message?
He said, don't worry, I didn't mean you're going to heaven soon.
No, Erik, if I saw you in heaven, would I recognize you?
He said, but the dream, though,
Oh,
there was
okay.
a dream recently. The dream was really important to her life, he says, and to her ability to decide to be here happily and joyfully. Not rolling over and playing dead, not being powerless, just happily and joyfully. What does that mean to you? You get to decide what it means to you now. But my message right now is to just be happy, just be content with where you are, with what you have, with who is around you. There are a lot of people around there. He said, friends are dropping like flies. It's hard.
Yeah.
And the right ones come in.
Okay, I don't know this person's name, but I feel like this is just, of course, so important. Poison Squid 37. I want to die. I wish we had the number, but maybe, yeah.
Yeah, maybe one of my moderators can post the National Suicide Hotline number. I don't know it right off the top of my head. Just post it in chat. Would somebody please do that for this person? And let's all
Pray.
Erik says, let's all send that person energy right now.
Yeah.
Because when it gets to that point, the brain kind of loses its battle with the body, and the brain says, I'm done. And the body, it can easily follow. So let's understand that that is a state that you feel like you can't control, but it will pass, even if you feel like you can't control it. And Vic just posted the National Suicide Hotline number for you. It's 1-800-273-8255. Don't worry, they won't make you go into the doctor. None of that happens. They just talk to you and just find a way to help you get out of that state where your mind is trying to win the battle for your life. This is an emergency. And you don't need to let your mind win. We're here for you. This is a time when we need to talk when we feel that way and talk to each other. So if you're there right now in chat, talk to Erik, talk to us right now. We're here.
Yeah, maybe call in during the radio show tomorrow and ask Erik for advice. But also there's one post in the blog, it's only on the blog, that I think the title is A Break from Being Human. And it really helps, has helped a lot of people.
I have a blog about that too on
Yeah.
my
Okay, good.
yeah, it's
Maryland.com.
one that's called what happens when I commit suicide, and the other one is Dark Night of the Soul. How do I get through Dark Night of the Soul? And those two blogs.
Can you send those to me so I can post those on the blog?
Yeah.
What is it? Okay.
It's a hard place to be in that, but Erik says, just keep in mind that no matter what you're feeling, it will pass. The moment you give power to it, though, it stays longer, but it'll pass.
Okay. All right. So remember, guys, don't ask multiple questions, and please do not keep repeating the same question over and over again, because it just stuffs up the chat thread, makes it harder for me. And, I'm already, my baseline's pretty bad as far as, keeping things in line. Tiba wants to know if there's any messages for her. Tiba.
Tiva. Is that Tiva?
Yes.
Okay. From Jesus, who, by the way, we're channeling on my Patreon site today, guys. Channeling Jesus. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. 1:00. I'm so excited. I'm bursting with energy about it. So Jesus has been around all day.
So 1:00 Eastern, no, Mountain Time.
Mountain on my Patreon site.
Got it.
We're talking about Essene technologies and the lost technologies of the Essenes. It's gonna be fascinating. He says, so I want you to understand about the mastery of thought. So if thoughts are a technology that you can control, just focus on it. Like if you were a toddler holding a shape in your hands right now, and he's giving me this vision of, when we were babies, did you guys play with the block toys, which some of them had these little holes all over them in various shape sizes, and then you would grab the shapes that went into them. And he said, please don't shove the triangle into the circle right now. You are working with emotions as technology. So if your thoughts, that's the box. That's everything that you're containing. That's your valuation system. If these little blocks over here that you're shoving into them are your feelings, don't put the feelings in with certain thoughts that are going to only amplify that or not fit to begin with. So thoughts are technologies. What you need right now is the mastery of forgiveness. The mastery of forgiveness, just understanding how to forgive what you're seeing right now. Because God did not create this world. You did. You are dreaming. Many of you are waking up. God allows for the dream because you're all dreaming. We're all dreaming. You want to dream? You're powerful. Dream on. God knows nothing of the dream and nothing of what you're doing. I just know that you're dreaming.
That's true. This is the
I want you to dare to follow your heart. I want you to speak your truth with power, but with compassion. I want you to let your voice be heard with celebration of life. And I want you to do what brings you joy at all times and do nothing but that. You've been asking me how to save this world, and that is how.
That's awesome. All right, Sanyo Kitty, what is the lesson learned for both fetus and mother from a miscarriage? By the way, if any of you guys have trouble getting pregnant or have recurrent miscarriages, I can send you a document that I have on infertility advice. Of course, you need to run by your OB or whoever your healthcare provider is. But one of the things in there is low-dose naltrexone. There's a guy, Michael Doyle, in Ireland, in Dublin, who that's the mainstay of his infertility clinic treatment. And one of my friends was trying. She had in vitro. I said, no, LDN, no. So her doctor said, okay, fine, I'll try it. It's like $46 a month, not like in vitro.
Right.
And she got pregnant with twins right away. So anyway, but just if you need this kind of document, as long as you promise me you'll confer with your doc, you just email me at emedhus@gmail.com.
So Erik wants to give somebody a shout out, which he occasionally does. And I actually know this person. This is so amazing. So he says hi to Ireland, and this is not a country. This is a person.
Oh.
So I actually grew up like this child. We used to live in Texas outside of Houston. I bet you didn't know that, but we used to live there. And one of our neighbors had a child named Ireland, and I was friends with her mom, just for as much as friends could be with our busy schedules. But her daughter Ireland was friends with my son Cole. And yeah, Erik said, yeah, she knows you. Hi, I know you.
That's cool. All right, so lesson learned. I took you down a rabbit hole. Sorry, guys. Fetus and the mother from a miscarriage.
Okay. The healing from it is the question after it, or, I mean, I don't really understand.
Well, when a person has a miscarriage, why? Is there some lesson for the mother?
Oh,
I guess it could be many. Learning about loss,
it depends upon the person.
ability, huh?
It depends upon the person.
Yeah.
So he said, I'm gonna give you a very common reason why miscarriages happen. And it's yeah, we can make lessons out of it, but just look at how close you are to the child. Sometimes a child, loves its mom so much, and it's been in all these roles. It's already been your child, it's already been your brother, it's already been your sister, already been your husband, already been your wife, already been your teacher, already been your student. So it's been in all these roles. So it doesn't serve to really come into the world as yet another role to do the same thing again. That child wants to be coming into your body energetically to merge at a cellular level with you, to never see the light of day in the world, but that child loves you so much to literally merge with your energy and to never separate.
Okay. Now I get this this question over and over again from the same person, and I don't know the name. Just in 2007, and I don't know if there's. It says, "Erik, is my life ending soon? Please help." So if you are having any suicidal ideation, then the suicide hotline number is in the chat thread somewhere.
Yeah, we'll put it out again. It's 1-800-273-8255. Thank you, Anya, for posting that. Erik says, he doesn't actually feel like that person is suicidal, by the way.
Okay.
I don't get that from that person.
No.
But there's something going on that person just is getting a knowingness that their time is going to end, which is different than being suicidal.
Oh.
He said, so you can change contracts. You can change contracts. You can change it by completely shifting your life and your energy and completely deciding to live no matter what you think your contract is or isn't. He's been teaching me a lot about that lately.
Okay. Interesting.
It is.
All right. Vanessa Pinto, how to study, memorize, and enjoy it, and to pass an exam.
Erik says, sometimes you just don't fucking enjoy calculus and algebra and, medical sciences. It's hard to make yourself enjoy it, but he said you can make it easier with like memory devices like flashcards, like literally treat yourself like a kindergartner and have flashcards. He said, Mom understands mnemonic stuff.
That's right. And sometimes it helps to do something that involves motor skills, like, with my kids, I used to bounce a ball and say, 9 times 3, and had to say what it was before catching it, or sometimes just get a pail of water and a big paintbrush and write things down on the street. That seems to help a lot. But then one of the biggest things is pretending like you're the teacher and just without looking at, just try to resynthesize points in your own words. Okay.
Oh, I got more.
Okay.
We have Jesus here. I'm going to have to do
Hi,
something.
Jesus. Long time no see.
I'm active today because of the channeling today.
Yeah.
Coming up. Okay, I'm going to write it. I'm going to automatically write it down because, so you need this. This is your mantra. We're going to write it for you. I am not just this body and mind. I am that one, pure, unlimited, and free. This is a mantra for memory when you're thinking too much with your mind and you're too much in your head or you're too much in your body. So this won't just help her. You guys can screenshot this. This will help anybody right now, this is a Jesus mantra for anybody. This is an affirmation that'll kind of click in your brain and get you out of conditioning. Okay. Yeah. I like Jesus mantras. I'll keep that.
Yeah. Maybe we could put that in the chat thread eventually. But anyway, so let's see. Natalie, I have breast cancer waiting for an operation date. My question is, has the cancer spread further than originally diagnosed?
Again, we're not doctors, not Lisa or myself or Eric. We're not medically diagnosed to treat you. And we get a little funny to do that publicly because it makes YouTube take our videos down. YouTube's been really funny lately. And Eric just wanted to remind you guys of that these kind of topics get Elisa's videos limited or deleted. But he can tell you this. He said, you don't need to worry about where the cells spread. Where's your fear spreading? You've been in fear this whole time. And if it spreads, they can help that. But you can't contain something when the fear is in your cells. So I want you to think about containing the fear that's there as opposed to just waiting on the surgery to contain it for you. Start now, just in case.
Okay. Okay, you guys, I think I will end here so that we could take a moment to just meditate and send peace and love and joy to the world. Just if we can envision sending it down to the core of the earth, and then having that just irradiate like lightning bolts to the souls of all the people who are in pain, to the birds, to the people flying in airplanes, anybody who needs it, and just, take a moment for that. But first, I love you, Erik. Bye. Pamela, I love you too. And you can get in touch with her. And I've got a bunch of other links of hers that I'll put in the description box. But Pamela Erlin at gmail.com. Wait, no, PamelaErlin.com. Anyway, I'll put it down here. All right, so everybody just meditate, please. All right, and maybe you guys can also do that from time to time throughout the day and day by day, and send prayers that everything that we're going through will soon be over, that we will heal, and we will turn this into something very positive. All right, love you guys.
And compassion. That's why I'm crying right now, because when I feel so much love for you, that I'm sure that I wanted you to feel my compassion right now. And I hope that you can. But when you can't forgive something, that's something that Yeshua has taught me at a very young age. When you can't forgive something, send compassion.
Yeah, that's right.
Love
Everybody needs it. The world needs it.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye. I'll see you guys.